thinking about it. Hi, everyone. Welcome to what I have been calling Off the Needles with Jessica. And I'm so excited. These are they are not scheduled. They are very random. I apologize for that. But they are when I have something that I'm so excited to share with you that being able to talk to you about it is so much better than making you read a very long email. If you're on my email list, you know my emails are long. I'm so excited that we have so many friends already joining us. And we are streaming. We're on YouTube and we're on Facebook. So if you have to hop off, it's okay because the replay will be there for you automatically. We are also on my special guests Facebook page. So I'm so excited to introduce you to my friend and fellow Summit host. And I'm going to give her the mic and let her tell you a little bit about what she has been up to.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Jessica, for having me. Again, we talked a couple of weeks ago about your summit, and now it's turn for mine. So it's the second year that we both host a knitting summit in January, February, and we have them a month or so apart so that you guys can enjoy both. And I love the collaboration we have there. So I hope this keeps going. I'm Hortense from Knitting with Chopsticks. I have a very unpronounceable French name for which I am super sorry, but I can't do anything about it. And there is no nickname version or something that works. So H or Knitting with Chopsticks or anything around that works. I'm not picky. I design mostly easy beginner knitting and crochet patterns for blankets, women, and kiddos. I have two sons and I love making them matching sweaters and they love getting matching sweaters. So I get a lot of requests there. And yes, the summit, obviously. So the summit I'm hosting is the Knit Your Wardrobe Summit, which is coming up February 20 to 23rd, which is in 2 weeks, if I get my days right. And it's all about helping you knit your first wearables. So not just sweaters this year, but also hats, scarves, mittens, socks. We have a full day about socks. Socks are awesome. So wearables that you enjoy wearing, because you've probably been there if you try to make your first hat and the size is all wrong and the yarn is all wrong and the color is all wrong. And you're super proud of it, but you never actually wear it. We're here to fix that and to help you not make those. They're not really mistakes, but learning. What do you call it? Learning experiments. So my goal is really to have all of our awesome designers share all their acquired experience that you only get through time and you don't really get in a YouTube tutorial. So that you can skip all the trial and error and skip 10 years of knitting experience and go straight to things that fit and that work and that you like to wear.
Yes, I can't tell you. So I'll tell you. Well, I can tell you because I will tell you. That's why we're here, is for me to tell you, right? So I have made hats in, the very beginning when I didn't understand gauge, and they came out either teeny, tiny, like preemie, brand new, not even baby, but preemie size, or they came out so big that I turned them up and made them a decorative cover for a plant or a basket or other things. So, you can always, there's a hat for most heads. The super big one was Shrek from the movies, that size. So, as I was learning, a big oops. And so that was why I was so excited to see some of the presentations focusing on things like gauge swatches that don't lie. That's a favorite topic. And when you're knitting something wearable, it's important to make sure that the size is right, because otherwise it will not fit the person that you are planning to make it for, whether it's yourself or a gift. So that's all really important.
You're smarter than me because I decided to go straight to making a dress.
Oh,
you can imagine the disaster that was.
I have never knit a dress. I admire them, but they look like way too much knitting for me.
Yeah, especially if you have no idea about gauge and yarn sizes, and you just pick a random blue yarn because the dress is blue in the magazine, and the needle size looks more or less 2 sizes off, but that's gonna work, right?
That's totally gonna work.
So my mom ended up like ironing it, stretching it out with her iron, just so I could actually wear it once. Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice that she was able to help you make it into something that you could wear.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
this, like she melted my fabric
Oh,
to get it to stretch. So I'm not
that is
sure how wearable. Like I could fit into it, but it was not good.
yes, and my first pair of socks worked out okay, and then I thought I would make a pair. I made them for my son. I figured start smaller, and then I thought I would make a pair for my husband, and I switched the yarn. So the yarn went from um like a superwash merino to the yarn I picked for my husband was like a heavier weight. Not like another category, but those weights, those are ranges. And they ended up it was an alpaca blend, so it was super stretchy and they would fit clowns.
Yeah, alpaca for socks.
No.
Not sure.
Not sure, not good choices, but that's okay. Um, we live and we learn, right? We make mistakes and that's how we learn. But that's the beauty of the summit is that we've made all the mistakes. All the mistakes.
And we still do. That's why we're designers. So we make the
Yeah,
mistakes for you.
yes. And so how many speakers are there this year?
So unless anything changed until then,
Fingers
because
crossed.
that tends to happen, like life happens, sickness, everything. Hopefully not. We're 21, and then we have a few like sponsors who are doing awesome lunch and learns, which don't technically count as speakers, but they're gonna like their lunch and learn is just like learning.
Right.
So it's
I
gonna be
love
fun.
What are some of your favorite topics that they
Well, definitely a gauge watch that doesn't lie. That was a big one. There's one about like different sock constructions and like two shapes, and I have no idea how that worked. Like socks are a mystery to me. They're like a different branch of knitting, and unless you dive very deep into it, I have never gotten like an overview. I kind of feel like you have to try different patterns and be like, oh, like there's different types of like heel shaping, and you just have to go into a pattern and be like, okay, but there's actually like a few typical ones, and then same for the two shapes, and we get an overview, which was very high on my like wish list. Some presentations are kind of like, I just want to learn it, so I asked speaker to do that topic so that I can learn it. That was one of them. I had one last year. We had one on sweater constructions that was also like very similar about like, can we just have an overview? We have Chantal from Knititude who's going to teach us all about picking the right size and like taking the right measurements. So that's a very important one. We have what else do we have? I'm getting very so used to them that I forget.
I saw you have Johnny from the Yarnist he likes to teach us to knit without a pattern.
Yeah, he's like, go bold.
Yes, go
So it's
bold,
gonna
be
be like
brave.
a fearless how to knit a hat without a pattern, which I think is going to come very handy when you have just like a skein left or like half a skein, or depending on your yarn weight, just enough for a hat, but you don't want to find a pattern that matches that yarn. That's like way too much work. You just want to get rid of that last skein. I think his course is going to be very practical for that. And we have Ashley, who's going to teach us all about shawl shapes. Shawls are also like one of those different branches of knitting. Like I have never knit a shawl. It's like
Oh, really?
completely different type of knitting, kind of like socks, at least for me. So I'm very curious about how these magic things are constructed and like the different. It's kind of the same as for socks, you know. There's like a few different typical shapes, but unless you've done like 20 patterns, you don't get an overview.
Right. Yeah.
And you don't know like the pros and cons and which one you would like best until you've tried them all. And now you guys don't have to try them all because we're going to tell you.
Yes, I love that. I do like to knit shawls. I don't wear them as much as I wear them. I feel like I wear them either like when it's really cold in the house, they make a great extra layer, but I also like to wear them as a little like I don't know, to dress up an outfit that that kind of thing. Like you could take a simple outfit, and even I like the one skein shawls because it's not a big commitment.
I
It's
like
like
big commitments.
400 yards of fingering weight yarn, and it's just enough. I like designing them though because you don't have to worry so much about size because it's not meant to fit a body part. Like you can be a little bit off, and like that's okay. A little bit. You don't want to knit something that was meant for worsted weight yarn with a fingering weight yarn and think it's gonna be the same size. But
I've had someone do that. That's why I'm saying a little bit, but still, like gauge doesn't matter, but still.
But a little bit, yeah, absolutely. I like that it's a nice way to play with different types of stitches, and it's not that, it's not that serious. It doesn't have to be that serious. Some people take them very seriously. These beautiful like Estonian lace, those are a commitment.
Yeah. I think it's for any part of knitting. Like you can make a sweater and not have it be a big commitment. I have made like bulky weight rectangular sweaters that like I love to wear and that work out perfect. But you can also make like a fingering weight fancy color work circular yoke thing that I'm way too scared to make.
Yes. Oh, Cindy.
Same with socks, same with shawls, with anything. But like the basis and like the logic and the shapings and what gauge is and how to use it and how to make sure that it's gonna turn out the way it's meant to. It's just the same, whatever type of knitter you are.
Yeah, I love that. Cindy's here and shared that she's a fan of finding a basic sock pattern that works for you and then becoming good at knitting those by repetition. I like that. And she also shared that Summer Lee has a basic sock that's become her go-to, and there's a lot of pattern support and tutorials out there. Yeah, I love that. And the presentations from the summit are going to kind of guide you towards what different shapes and options that you are, and then you'll feel much more comfortable diving in and picking a sock pattern and understanding the different types of toes and construction and all of that. I was excited that when I shared my idea for my presentation with you, you said, "Oh, I don't know how to do any of those. Come teach me."
I'm a very basic knitter. So Jessica is gonna teach us all the cast-ons, and I 99% of the time just do the long tail cast-on unless I really need it to be stretchy, and then I look something up on YouTube and try to make it work. But that's all I do.
Yes.
It works though.
It works though, and that is honestly that is my go-to cast on most of the time, unless I have a purpose or reason to go kind of outside of that. So the cast-ons I'm teaching are the knitted cast-on, which will help you. It's a really great beginner cast-on because as you're adding the stitches, it is the same motion you'll make eventually as you're knitting the stitches. So it's a great place to kind of dive in. And it's not, I think long tail can be intimidating for new knitters, the position of the fingers and all of that, that stuff. And so I'm teaching the knitted cast on, I'm teaching long tail cast on with some tips on how to make it stretchier, like you said. And I'm teaching the German twisted cast on, which is
I've
like
heard
long.
about that one a lot, but it sounds intimidating. Is it scary?
It's not scary. It's very much like long tail. You just add a little extra twist as you're putting the stitches on the needle, and it puts more yarn between the stitches, and that's what makes it stretchy. Like I've seen a lot of people over the years say, "Oh, if you cast on with a bigger needle, it will make it stretchier." That just gives you taller loops.
Yeah.
It's the loops taller, but it doesn't add, you want the yarn in between the stitches. So I'm teaching that. I am teaching, what was the other one? I'm teaching a tubular cast on, but an easy way to do it. And I am teaching a decorative cast on. I don't know if I have it here. I moved it. A decorative cast on. I dare to clean up my desk, so the thing I was talking about is not on my desk. I'm teaching a pretty decorative cast on too, so I'm excited about that.
Those are awesome for shawls, no?
Yeah, pretty for shawls, pretty for like the brim of a hat. I have a hat pattern that uses it at the bottom. It's pretty.
That's a
So
good place to do like something. It's worth the extra effort because it's going to be like straight on your
on the
face.
forehead. So everyone
You're going
here.
to see it, you know?
Yeah, it is the Channel Island cast on. So that's what it's called. And Cindy shared also, as a generously sized person, I'm thrilled by the support for size inclusiveness these days. Jen P did a fantastic presentation during the Happy Summit, making me an instant fan. Jen is wonderful. I learn so much every time I talk to her. Yeah, she's wonderful. We've got
We do
more
have a
friends.
few like similar, not similar, but like also about sizing and shaping presentations in the summit. We have a whole afternoon, well, a whole day on sweaters. Like I'm saying sweaters, but like sweaters, cardigans, tops, like clothes basically. And we have Megan from Pip and Pin, who's going to talk about adjusting your sleeve shape depending on like if you have smaller than average or bigger than average or longer than average arms, because arms are definitely not standard.
No.
We have Natalie from Natalie in Stitches, who's going to talk about directional shaping. We have Jackie from the Woolly Badger, I hope I pronounced that correctly, who's going to talk about bust darts, horizontal bust darts. And then we have a couple more that I don't remember instantly. There's too many to like know all the.
Yes, it's a ton. But it's
Bust
all
dart.
so exciting. I can't wait. I
We
love.
have Libby from Truly Myrtle and the Wardrobe Toolbox, who's going to talk about waist shaping. So, like after that day, you can adjust your sweater any place you need.
That's
Basically.
perfect. Yeah. There's a lot of people, I think, people, knitters that are new to knitting garments that sometimes expect like all sweater patterns to fit kind of out of the box, exactly as they're written. But sleeves are the perfect example. Like you buy, if you have short arms, long arms, you buy a store-bought sweater, and those sleeves sometimes don't hit you where you like them to on your arm. And so even something as simple as adjusting that sleeve length, which might mean adjusting the tapering of the sleeve, where it's bigger, where it how quickly it narrows, those kinds of things. Even if you keep the rest of the sweater exactly the same, so many knitters have to adjust that sleeve length and shaping.
Yeah, and it's not possible to ask designers to make like we could make everything customizable and like have or the whole pattern, but then it's not a pattern anymore, you know?
Right. Then it
If we
becomes like a
like then we
recipe.
just tell you how to design it yourself, basically,
Right.
like but we're not doing the math for you anymore. So that's always my struggle. Like I'm happy to help you adjust, but I also want to give you like a base to start off from and then adjust and not tell you like I'm always surprised with patterns that are like use any yarn, any gauge, any size. I'm like, it's awesome, but
Yeah.
doesn't look that easy to use without like doing any math yourself.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe they figured it out and I didn't, but
Yes. But I think a lot of knitters are more adventurous and would love that opportunity. But I think most knitters want some guidance, use a yarn that's this weight, this gauge, and it will look like this picture.
yeah, because I don't know any sweater where you can just go from like a super bulky yarn to a fingering weight yarn and have the sweater look the same. The,
Mm-hmm.
the yarn is just not going to be like the fabric is the thickness is different, so it's going to fit differently on your body, even if it's the same size. Like when you measure it, it's
Mm-hmm.
not going to fold the same on your body. There's
Right.
no way that happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking to see what other Denise shared. I always use German cast on, but I need to learn tubular too. Tubular is so nice and stretchy. It kind of rolls over the edge. Um,
It
it's a
gives that
little extra
perfect
work.
finishing touch.
Yes, I like to use it for like sleeve. If I'm knitting a sleeve from the bottom or the waist, I've used it for a hat. Cindy shared, well, if you're Tin Can Knits and you develop an app that makes those calculations for you, then it's possible to change the yarn or needle size. Yes, but most designers are not Tin Can Knits.
No, but you can't
It's
I
going to
could
look
make it.
different.
Like
Yeah.
technically I can do it for you and have it that way. But I'm still gonna get complaints of people being like, oh, but I made it like 3 yarn weights bigger and it measures the same, but
Mhm.
it doesn't look the same.
Right, absolutely. Just looking for one thing to respond to a question. Because I can't remember the name of the thing, but I know where I have the thing. So someone was asking about a provisional cast on, and then Deborah, there it was. Deborah said the one where you work both sides, like the cast on is the center of an item. So there's two ways that I know about. Those were not part of the summit presentation, but if you're looking for, you want to go down the YouTube rabbit hole, there is Judy's Magic cast on that's used a lot for socks. And there is something called the Turkish cast on, and that's something that I recently taught. In December, I did learn to knit toe-up mini socks. I did a workshop and a challenge, and that was the technique that I used for that. And that was fun.
And
So
very
yes, there's,
cute. I saw all the pictures and I was like, ooh, I wish I had time to join.
yeah. Yeah, that's the summit. So how does someone sign up for the summit?
So it's very easy. You have Jessica's affiliate link in the comments, and you just pop in your name and your email, and you get all the information in your mailbox. Easy peasy.
Yes. And so you know what? I will share my screen just to make it easier. So they can see exactly what they're going to see. And then, so let me present. It's always
So
a
while you do
challenge.
that, I'll talk
Yeah,
over like some of the practical details.
yeah,
So the
that's
summit
perfect.
is completely free for the 4 days that it's on. Every day there's going to be a set of presentations that go live in the morning, and they will be available for free for 48 hours. So you guys have time to watch whatever you're interested in. And everyone's like time zone, work, and so on. 48 hours gives you some leeway there. But I want
Mhm.
everyone to move together so that like the live sessions and the chats in the Facebook group and so on make sense. So that's why it's that way. We have, on top of the daily presentations, we have some live sessions, which are, there's a bit of everything, but we have live speaker panels, which are going to be more discussions with like 2 to 4 speakers about specific topics. So we have one that's going to be all about adjustments for your garments in general, not like specifically to one part, but like bring all your questions and concerns about adjustments, and we'll try to help you guys out. And this way you get to hear from different speakers about the same question, but everyone has a different approach and a different way to do things and a different background and experience. So that's usually super helpful, I found, to get like ping back between speakers. I don't know what else I wanted to say because I started reading the comments and I got distracted. Sorry.
um, yes, I'll answer the quick questions, Gloria. Yes, this is recorded. So on the Double the Stitches Facebook page, on the Knitting with Chopsticks Facebook page, and on YouTube, the recording should be instantly there. So you can go back, watch the beginning if you want. And Denise said, I've already signed up and upgraded. So excited about this summit. So let's, I don't know if there's anything you wanted to share, and then else you wanted to share, and then let's talk about the upgrade.
Yeah. So once you sign up, you get a chance to upgrade. So the upgrade is basically you get to, there's 2 tiers. So there's 2 versions. One is just ongoing access to the presentations and lesson notes so that you don't have to watch everything within the 4 days and you can go back to it anytime. So for example, you skim through Jessica's presentation about cast-ons, and in 6 months you want to do a project that has one of those cast-ons, you can just go back to Jessica's presentation and watch it there. You also get lesson notes. So that's like a written version of the presentations that helps you like take notes, but also it's so much easier to refer back than like scrolling through a video trying to find back the exact information you needed. And then you have the super pack, which is the best awesome thing in the world that has all of that. But also we have sip and stitch parties during the summit. We have a 30-day free trial in my membership. But most importantly, we have speaker bonuses. So all of the speakers, well, not all of them, but nearly all of them, are giving you guys within this super pack one of their either a course, an ebook, a bundle of patterns, some resources to help you make awesome wearables. So there's over 50 patterns for like hats, socks, sweaters, all of it. There's 3 or 4 courses, a couple of ebooks and workshops. So they're really awesome. And usually they're each like valued around like $20 to $50, $60. And the whole that's the price of the whole super pack. So basically, if you want to buy one of the courses, you might as well get the super pack. So we're really like making it an awesome bundle for you guys. Yeah. And so when you sign up for free, you get 30 minutes to upgrade at a super discounted price. And then if you don't want to jump in, then you can upgrade later on at the regular price.
Yes, I always tell people when you are going to look at a page for a summit and you're thinking about signing up, do that where it's quiet so that you can read. Not, the stuff on the for the free ticket is all wonderful. But after you sign up, the way that summits typically work is you get like an action takers or a fast action special discount that is usually only good for a half hour. So if you are online to pick the children up from school or the grandchildren up from school or at the bank or the supermarket online, that's not the place to do that. You want to do it where you can sit and read it and make that best decision that works for you. So you're making that educated choice so that you don't feel, disappointed that you missed that opportunity. So that's what I tell people is the line for the bank or the supermarket is not the place to sign up for a summit. Save it and do it when you get home. And
yeah.
Through. And because the bonuses are just so incredible. Like the generosity of speakers at my summit, at your summit is just, it blows my mind that the speakers not only want to share their time and their knowledge and create these presentations for you, but also give you something free for signing up for their email list. And then another contribution for the VIPs as an additional special gift. So if you think about, these speakers, they do this is how they pay their bills, right? And they are taking these gifts, these things that they put out there into the world to sell, whether it's patterns or ebooks or courses or whatever it is, and they're giving them as a gift to you. So that's just incredible.
Summits are a gift that never ends. There's like so many resources. It can be a bit overwhelming, but just grab everything you want and then go trade like one by one. But they're awesome.
Yes. So they'll get, just to quickly go over. So when they sign up for free, they don't have to upgrade. They get, how many hours do they get to?
They get 48 hours every day. So the presentation that go live on Thursday morning, presentations go live at 8 a.m. Eastern time. They're available until the Saturday at 8 a.m. So a full 48 hours. The Friday ones are up to the Sunday. So it's like 48 hours per day, which means you can catch up on everything in the weekend if you're working.
Right.
That's why it's 48. Because I can't fit everything into a weekend because that's way too much. Right. But you get access to there's nothing that you're gonna miss. Like there's no bonus courses inside the summit that are like only for the paid version. So you can watch everything for free. You can join all of the live sessions, except the sip and stitch parties. So we have one on the first day that's for everyone, and then the other ones are just for the super pack to keep it like a bit more intimate and casual for people to feel less intimidated, because there's going to be thousands of people at the summit, and if thousands of people try to join live, it's going to be a lot.
Yes. So speaking of thousands of people, I fully wholeheartedly admit to being an introvert. So I know you do something special with your sip and stitch parties, or at least I think you have.
Yes.
Yes.
I do breakout rooms. Yeah, that's what you mean. So yeah. I'm not I'm not well, I am talking in front of thousands of people because I decided to just give up on my introvertness and decide my screen is just one person. But you guys don't have to do that. So how the sip and stitch work is that everyone joins. I just say hi to everyone, introduce the thing, and then we all split up into smaller groups, which are usually, I try to aim for like 5 to 10 people per group, so that everyone gets a chance to talk, feels comfortable talking to like a human-sized group. And there's like an opportunity to have a real conversation, because if there's like even 50 people, there's going to be 5 talking and everyone else is just not going to be able to pitch in or ask anything. And I want everyone to be able to enjoy the event. Of course, if you're like shy and you prefer to just listen, you can, like, you don't have to say something, but I want everyone to have the opportunity. And then like after 20 minutes, half an hour, we just mix it up and make new rooms so that you meet new people. And yeah, that's how they work.
And so I don't want to give away the whole thing, but I think you also give some suggested questions for getting started.
Yes. So I have like a little like break the ice page that you can download when you get the email with the Zoom link to join the thing. There's like all of that's in there.
Yeah. So she's got you on all aspects, all fronts. There was one question from Sunita. Says, in the VIP version, can we activate the 30-day trial at any time? I wanted to activate it after the summit.
Yes. So the 30-day trial is something I'm giving to anyone who is grabbing the super pack, and you can activate it up until the 5th of March. So you do have like a full 12 days after the event to activate it. So if you want to start after the event, that's not a problem. For anyone who signed up to the free version, I'm giving a 14-day trial. So you guys also get a chance to try out the membership and see what we're about and grab some patterns and have fun with us. And that one is only valid as long as the summit's open. So once the last presentation expires, that trial expires.
So that will be at the end of the day on Sunday.
No, on Tuesday morning.
When the presentations expire on Tuesday. Okay. Tuesday morning.
But like, if you join the summit, I will let you know. I have you covered. It's all in the emails. Just read the things, please.
Yes.
But we have a kickoff call where we go over all of these details. We have a closing call where I'll remind you of anything you still need to know. We are like taking you by the hand and like walking you through the event. Don't worry, you're not going to miss out on stuff.
We put so much work into an event like this. It's months of planning. I think mine was 4 or 5 months of planning. I think yours is at least that. I think you even maybe started earlier to try to be a little less stressful.
Well, it's mostly because of the holidays to find the speakers for me. Since I need their presentations by last week, which is like end of January, they need to know before they start taking time off for the holidays so that they have time to make their presentation. So I need to ask them like in November, which means I need to start getting everything set up in September so that I can tell them what the summit is and like show them their registration page and like have enough of the structure clear that they know what they're getting into. So it's a process.
Yes. It's a lot of work, but it is so rewarding, I think, for me. My summit.
It's my fourth, so you know I'm
we're all in.
I have one every year, a crochet one in September about crochet blankets, and then this one about like wearables in usually February.
I love that. Susan is in my membership. She said, I signed up and I upgraded too. Thank you for that, Susan. Yay. Welcome to the party. And Mary says, and it shows how much you do beforehand. They are wonderful. That means so much. I think both of us, our goal, I think, as designers is not just to design patterns, but also to kind of take you by the hand, teach you what we know, and build a community around our individual brands, around Double the Stitches or around Knitting with Chopsticks. And that's kind of what keeps us going. Like social media posting and all of that is so, it feels like you're shouting into the void, into the silence, and you don't hear anything back. But then you build these communities and you meet these wonderful people and you get this warmth, these warm, fuzzy feelings and people that are excited about what you're doing and where you actually get to know each other. And that That's the beauty of it for me.
Yeah, for me, it's really like social media is awesome, but I don't feel like a human on social media. It's
Yeah.
like I'm so scared. People are mean on the internet, you know, but not in our summits. I have never had like a mean comment inside any of my summits or inside my membership. It's like it's human beings talking to other human beings. All of the designers are also just human beings. I had a designer call, like a speaker call yesterday with some of the speakers, and they're all just as excited, but like a little intimidated by the whole process of like talking to you guys. So it looks like we're like super confident and like posting online and like sharing our stuff and like we know what we're doing, but we're just as scared. But we love you guys.
Yes, the whole like the social media thing where you can be polished, you can edit your post a million times, you can send it to a copywriter. You can
And
do
delete
all of
it.
those
Did
things.
it mean comments?
Yes, right. You could delete the mean comments, but the beauty is being together, learning in community is my favorite way to learn, and I love that knitting and crocheting. And Sunita says, I'm looking forward to this. I attended the crochet blanket summit a couple of years ago, so that may have been your first summit, if crochet was the first.
Probably crochet was my first one. Yeah.
Yes. So, so she's had all this time to build and make it even more fabulous. So I really do hope that that you'll all come and join us. And there's no pressure to get the upgrade. You can join us for free. We'd love to have you in any capacity that works for you. That's one of the reasons we both offer the free option and then also the upgrade option, so that you can do what works best for you, for your schedule, if you need more time, for your budget. If you want the free version, that's why it's there. It's not, there's no bait and switch. There's nothing you're missing out on other than the speaker bonuses and the sip and stitch stuff. It's our way of giving back to our communities and making it, accessible for everyone, no matter what their needs are. So that is wonderful. And
I
Susan,
also wanted to say, like, if you're only interested, like, I don't know, in socks, come and join us anyway. Like, you're welcome. You don't have to be interested in the whole thing. Even if you just want to see the cast-ons and nothing else, you can. You just sign up, watch whatever you want. No pressure, no like bad feelings that you're not appreciating or enjoying or wanting to watch everyone's presentation. You don't have to. If there's only one, like if there's at least one that you're interested in, I am more than happy to have you.
yes, absolutely. And maybe it's gauge that you're struggling with. Maybe it is what are the right size measurements to take. Whatever. Our hope is just that you find some value in all of in the event, whether it's one presentation, whether it's all of them. And I'll give my advice that I give to, when I'm hosting my summits, is that go through the list of presentations and find the ones that meet you where you are now in your knitting journey. If you are a beginner knitter, pick the topics that you're struggling with and make sure you watch those. And then if you have more time, go watch everything. But make sure you get to the ones that will help you make the most improvements now. Things that are maybe a little bit more advanced might overwhelm you if you're just getting started. We had people at my summit, that at the Knit Happy Summit, that were just first learning how to knit. They had never knit before. So some of the more complicated topics, like brioche or cables or whatever, are intimidating. It's not gatekeeping, it's just facts. If you have never knit and purled before, today is the day to learn about yarn, picking the right yarns, picking the right measurements, picking different cast on ways to put the stitches on your needles. That's what you want to focus on if you're brand new. And if you've been around for years, then are advanced, then go for it. And feel free to watch everything, but if you're struggling, if you're feeling overwhelmed, pick the things that will help you the most where you are right now.
And if you don't know which ones those are, ask in the Summit Facebook group and we will help you decide which ones you need.
Yes, that's a great idea. I think that Hortense, I think the speakers, myself, are happy to kind of guide you on a path to picking presentations. Share where you are in your journey so that we can help make the best educated answer for you.
Beginners probably don't know brioche, so they don't know it's well.
Right.
I don't know if it's hard because I haven't tried yet,
Yeah.
but it sounds very scary and everyone's very scared of it. So
All right, I will share. Then we're gonna wrap it up. So Susan said, "I'm so grateful for these. I found one of my mother's cardigan patterns that I am planning to knit. It has no measurements for sizes, so medium is medium with 7 skeins of piece fleece, presumed to be knitting worsted." Um, yeah,
I would go into the pattern and see how many stitches you have like for the bust,
yeah,
and then the gauge, and that way you can like calculate in reverse what sizing that sweater is going to come out, so that you can decide if that's sort of what you want, and like look at one of your own sweaters, or look at your own body and how much ease you like. Chantal is going to tell you all about ease and like all about how to figure all of that out, but in a gist I would do it this way.
yes, that's excellent advice, and I would say the same thing. Is you want to somewhere in there, it should tell you how many stitches per inch, which is your gauge. If it doesn't, then I would cast on the stitches and I would measure your gauge and see what size that's giving you based on how many stitches for that size. Like if it's
Well,
really missing like key information like that.
but if it's an old pattern, you might not have the right yarn.
Right. Yeah. So with your yarn,
Oh, gauge.
yeah, I don't know. If I
Interesting.
can help you, Susan, let me know. Because Susan's in the Stitch Society. No gauge. Oh my goodness. So we're knitting blind.
That sounds very scary.
I would also look and see on Ravelry, see if there are projects or notes from other knitters that have knitted, if it has like a name and a designer and stuff. Yeah, let me know if I can help you. And Deborah says, I will watch it all, but there will only be a few worth rewatching for me. Those that have aha moments, but I have been yarn crafting for over 40 years. It is flexible for all.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. Like what I found in my past summits is I get a lot of knitters or crocheters who obviously have way more experience than I have. But there's always something like that. They're always learning something. I get so many emails and messages like, I've been doing this for forever. I consider like that I not know it all, but like I'm not expecting to learn new things, and I still learn so much, or like have a new perspective, or things also like change. Yarn and like the stitches don't change, but like size inclusiveness and so on was not a conversation 10 years ago. I think I wasn't there, but from what I heard. So like there's always like it's evolving. There's always like new constructions. People are coming up with new things.
I love that. All right, I'm going to share my link, my affiliate link once more in the comments, just so it will be easy to find, hopefully, and that should be sent to Facebook and also to YouTube. I can drop it. It's on the screen. No, let me edit that and put the link there. There we go. So it's a lot of weird letters and things.
Sorry,
there it is on the screen in case you can't see in the chat. I just wanted to put it up there on the screen for you all, but I'll go in and make sure that it is there, part of the replay. But we are so excited for the Knit Your Wardrobe Summit and hope that you'll join us, whether it's free, whether you grab the upgrade. We just can't wait to share this time with you. It starts on February 20th, Thursday, February 20th through Sunday, February 23rd, and we hope you'll join us.
Look forward to see everyone there.
Take care, friends.